in auto accidents, medical malpractice, speeding tickets, any type of litigation you have going on in your world? Well,
What happens when your dog eats your money?
It has been a spot for 35 plus years where people call on Thursdays to ask their question. We try to answer it, point you in the right direction, don't send you a bill. So if you fall into that category, on this Thursday, I have 3 lines open in Youngstown, and you can call and get in rotation. It always happens. If you want to ask a question, get on it at the beginning, because at the end, well, the end is the end as far as the show goes, and we can't get you on. 330-729-9977. 330-729-9977. Legal questions? Pick up the phone. Give us a call right now. 330-729-9977. 330-729-9977. I have 3 lines in Youngstown open. If you've got a legal question, give us a call right now. Now let's go to the law firm of Beatrice Kopp, where the kingmaker is always there, making things interesting and stealing.
I'm very frustrated
out of the
today.
Refrigerator. Attorney David Beatrice.
I'm very frustrated today.
He's been frustrated, not just
What
today.
seems to be the problem?
Well, I got a dog.
Bandit Jeffrey Beatrice.
His name's Bandit.
Jeffrey
and
Beatrice.
you took him for training, and the dog went to training and is doing great, as I hear.
He is, except I crate him at night. Okay. So he was in his crate. Look at this. He was in his crate, and
he had $200.
No, I had more.
Oh.
So I let him out, and I was so tired when I brought him back in that I didn't put him in his crate. Okay.
What time was this? Roughly what time?
Like 2 o'clock in the morning. He was like banging on the crate, and I know what that means. He has to go to the potty. Okay.
Right.
And so I came back in and I fell asleep. Okay.
The dog went out, went to the bathroom. Did the dog come back in?
Yes, the dog came back in, but I forgot to put him in his crate.
Oh my God. Okay. So you fell asleep.
Right. When I woke up, he chewed my wallet to nothing. Okay. My wallet is shot. It's in 20 pieces.
But it's not just the wallet he got.
He ate $200.
What about your credit cards and all that?
Oh, yeah.
Which one?
Which one, Ron? Because they're all, I have to get all new credit cards. Look at this.
What about your driver's license?
No, he didn't go after that.
But his health insurance cards, his Pennsylvania attorney's license. I mean, I'm looking at it right now.
Half a Medicare card.
Half of a Medicare card. Hi, Ron. How are you?
I'm Tally. It's good to hear your voice.
Thank you. It's good to hear yours.
But I'm intrigued by this. So
I'm getting rid of that
saying
you're
saying he simply ate your wallet, and now what are you going to do?
Well, I didn't have enough numbers on the $100 bill that he chewed up, so that 100 was gone. I was able to put together one $50 bill.
Did you tape it? Scotch tape?
Yeah, I scotch taped it. They took that one. The other 50, I found the other part of it, and then now I put it together, and now I don't know what I did with it. Okay?
Okay, so you lost it, yeah.
So I legitimately lost that. I thought I put it in my car, but I went somewhere and I didn't lock my car, and so I'm wondering if someone just didn't.
No, you lost your phone the other day for like.
You're not operating
minutes.
on a lot of sleep. You're tired. You're exhausted from the dog, obviously. Right?
I'm so frustrated right now.
You're so frustrated.
I'm carving this. Look at this.
You need to
card.
go to the bathhouse or whatever you.
I'm doing that tonight.
Okay,
I'm definitely
good.
doing
You should have done it before the radio.
Whatever.
Yeah, well, you get in the ice tub or whatever the hell.
Yeah,
that is.
that's why I'm doing that. Okay.
Right. So, well, come to think of it, Dave, maybe that's not a good idea because you can't afford it right now.
Ron. This credit card, he mangled this thing. Look at this.
So, what time did you discover the pickpocket of your dog?
What happened was I woke up, I heard like noise, and I looked down and I go, oh my God. He chewed. I can't even get things out of my wallet. It's so stuffed. Okay? He literally chewed through the wallet, chewed through the credit cards, chewed half of my Medicare Part B card up, my medical mutual card shot. A couple of my bar licenses shot. Okay.
Mhm.
Well, the one expires next month or in July, so you'll get a new one.
You know, Dave, maybe it's time to just put the dog down.
Oh, don't say dirty words. No, you know what I think? I think he's like his dad, and I think he likes the smell of money.
Yeah, I'm tired of him smelling my money.
Yeah, he's
Okay.
yeah.
Client came in and paid me. I didn't get a chance to give it to Julie. I put it on my counter, and now I'm 200 short. Well, 150. Oh, no, 150. Because I couldn't find the other part of the 100. The 50 I found, and I don't know what I did with it.
Well, don't you? I mean, is this really working out for you? You can't get a good night's sleep because the dog's.
I can get a good night's
Great.
sleep, but when he has to go, when he's banging on the crate, I know what that means. He's got to go.
And it wakes you up.
Why don't you get a dog door?
What do you
Well,
mean a
can't
dog
do that.
door?
You'd go out, never come back.
Yeah.
mean,
I have
honest
a
to God.
electric fence and a doggy door. so
I have
he
an
can-
electric fence too, but I'm not letting
Yeah.
him outside.
Next thing you know, Dave, you'll have a raccoon coming in the doggy door,
Yeah.
and
No,
and,
they make it with sensors now. They have to
No.
have the collar on in order for it to open.
Oh, really?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was $3
I
grand,
don't
but
think
it's worth
that's
it.
gonna. I don't think that's gonna
$3
work for me.
grand.
It was that with the electric fence, but my dog is really dumb and she doesn't know how to use the dog door. We've tried, and she's supposed to be smart. She's a smart breed, but I think something's wrong with
Mhm.
her.
$3 grand for the fence and a doggy door.
Like, yeah, but you have to have
So,
the fence collar on.
That
to
that
get
was
it.
just part of my crappy week.
Tally, just so you know. Well, no, come to think of it, I was going to say Dave isn't married to a doctor, but he is married to a doctor.
Yes,
So,
he
Yeah,
is.
he certainly should be able to afford that too.
Mhm.
Yeah, I've had. Don't even start on my house right now because that's
He's
the
had
other
a
thing.
really bad week.
I've had a really bad week.
Why? How so? What's wrong with the house?
So Pam called Orkin, okay,
Mhm.
because she thought she heard something in the attic.
Maybe I should leave.
And Orkin,
Yeah.
Orkin goes up into the attic, and we had a couple friends up there, a squirrel and some mice. And Orkin then killed the squirrel, caught the squirrel, and let the squirrel go. The mice, I think they trapped it, but they said there's excrement all over the insulation.
That's so
Mhm.
gross.
So as they were taking down the insulation from the storms we had, my underboards got soaked. So now I got to put a new roof on. So I have a new roof going on. And then they discovered that the siding doesn't match. So now we hide the
The
whole
siding
house.
doesn't match.
Yeah, because they had to take some of the siding down from hail damage. I had extra panels, but they don't match.
No, they're not sun faded. Yeah.
Yeah. So after they're done, then Orkin comes back and puts in the insulation.
Really?
Yeah.
What's something like that cost?
You don't want to know. And it's not the insurance doesn't cover rodents.
Mm-hmm.
My homeowners didn't cover the insulation and the getting rid of the rodents.
What
Okay.
about the roof and the siding?
So I think I might get some of that covered.
Some of it.
It'll be just like his dinghy. It's getting fixed.
Yeah.
Some
No,
of it.
that's not can we not talk about my dinghy? I'm really getting upset at this point.
Well,
But
you
Jimmy
are
had-
really. I can sense it in you. Well, you talk about a streak of bad luck.
Yeah.
My God, I mean, this
He is like a-
uncontrollable dog.
Walking
That's,
bad luck
It is,
charm.
really, I mean, the uncontrollable dog who ate your wallet, and the rodents in the attic, and what's going on there. My God, it's
Whenever you feel like you're having a bad day, just call Dave Beatrice and ask him how his day's going, and you'll feel
Yeah.
better.
right. You know what?
Then I
You know-
splashed the boat and all kinds of stuff wrong there. All kinds of stuff. It's very
What were you
frustrating.
saying, Ron?
Let's
You know,
take some calls, Ron. I don't
You know what would make me feel better,
What?
Tally? I mean, when I hear all the bad stuff that happened to Dave, is there any way we can get Frank on the show? Because Frank's a winner.
No,
And
Frank
good thing-
is absent
Frank-
again.
You know,
Frank always has good things.
Frank's
going on, Tally.
absent again.
to be
And
fair, I'm also a winner, Ron.
Yeah.
Oh, I know that, but I was, but
Ron, I have
I
to
can
tell
call
you,
Frank and see if he'll grace us with his presence.
I
I'll
have
call
to
him.
tell you, Ron,
yeah.
I caught him snapping a picture of me yesterday and he showed it to Julie and it's going to show up somewhere in this office
I'm going to call him right now. and say,
Why-
"Will you
what-
grace
what
us
seems
with
to
your
be the problem?
presence?"
because he
With the
says he
picture.
doesn't do this stuff to me and he does do this stuff to me.
And what was
You
the
do it to
picture of where
yourself.
you-
No,
Are you-
I was
You're
sitting
the one
there.
that looks like that.
You don't take a
Picture.
picture of it.
So you weren't at your best, basically, right?
No, I
Amber
was
would
not
like to
at.
know if you would grace us with your presence.
I wasn't at my best. And then he filmed me surreptitiously.
The
He
winner
filmed
is
me.
working, and he's got to get off this phone call, and then he'll be here.
He
Oh, great.
surreptitiously filmed me as I was talking. I know he was filming me. And then I didn't
Right.
catch it till the end. I go, were you filming me?
I'm going to look at the last picture I took of you just for fun.
No,
All right.
don't do that.
Well,
I think it was
I'll
actually
tell you
a
what,
good
we'll
one. I
take
think
some
you enjoyed
calls.
Please.
Let's take some calls, Dave, and hopefully you'll have a good program. You're on the air with the attorneys. Hello.
How can we help you?
Caller, are you there?
Who are you calling? Who are
I'm-
you talking to?
I'm talking to
To
you.
you, ma'am. How can we help
Okay.
you?
Go ahead.
Yes, I've got it's a two-part question. So, and it's not exactly local. Car blew through. Police were directing traffic after a concert. Car blew through on the passing lane, T-boned the car that my daughters were in. The one in the back seat ended up with a tear in her intestine
Oh, no.
and something with the top of her spine and the base of her skull. So anyway, there's two parts to this. The initial hospital where the ambulance took her said that it was the injury, the fluid in her body cavity was from a cyst that was on her ovary that burst instead of the fluid leaking from her belly.
Wait, it burst
So
because of the
anyway,
accident?
Okay. Yeah, it was caused by the accident. Well,
Okay.
it wasn't there before.
Okay, so the cyst, okay.
So then, this tear, this puncture or whatever tear in her
Intestines.
intestine that was leaking fluid, that wasn't caused. That was caused in the accident. So that's a life-threatening injury. So that's a serious injury. So my understanding from reading the law, it doesn't seem very complicated. That serious injury, and now she's 21 years old. She has a scar clear down top to bottom because it was emergency surgery at a second hospital. We ended up taking her to a different ER after the first ER said that, oh yeah, it's just her ovary. She's going to be fine. Anyhow, so she ends up having emergency surgery in hospital for a week and in pain for, God only knows. It's been awful.
So sorry.
So, anyhow, secondly, they're letting the guy that while auxiliary police were directing traffic, the guy blows by, stops traffic he uses the turning lane, T-bones the car the kids were in, and they're charging him with, they're letting him plea on misdemeanors instead of felonies. And shouldn't that be felonies if there's serious injury and disfigurement?
No, not unless he was drinking.
Gosh, okay.
Do you have a lawyer representing you on the personal injury claim?
Okay.
It's a yes or no. Do you?
No, not yet.
You should.
Why?
We're still working on the injuries.
Well,
Doesn't-
listen.
We're not there yet. You know what? It's been a cluster. I'm working on it.
All right.
Well,
listen,
let me just give you.
Dave's
Let me
gonna-
let me
listen
just
to
give
me.
you some advice, okay?
Thank you. I appreciate it.
That guy that caused the accident, if someone malpracticed on your daughter, he's responsible for that also.
How do I find an attorney that will do a malpractice?
You-
I mean,
Well, it depends on if there is
They
malpractice.
just want to go. They just want to go for the guy that Who,
Okay. Hang on a second. Where are you located? Where did this happen?
doesn't matter what
Well,
happened.
I'm sitting in Ohio, but the accident happened in Illinois. It wasn't an accident; it was a crash.
All right, in Illinois.
Right.
Yeah.
Illinois.
Yeah, Illinois, not Illinois.
Yeah. So what we would do if you were to hire us is we would find you a lawyer in Illinois through our networking that we have, and we would partner with them, and we would help you manage the bills because these bills are going to be coming in. People are going to be calling you, and you got to manage. You got to manage that part of it, and you have what's called MedPay. You don't want them grabbing that because you're going to need that for any deductibles you may have. So I know you're dealing with her injuries. That's why you should let a lawyer deal with all the other headaches that come along with those injuries.
It'll make it a
Right.
lot easier on you and your daughter.
And we do probably the most malpractice than any local firm.
Yeah, in the county.
Okay,
You
so
really?
yes.
Yeah.
We need help with this because
It's overwhelming.
it's just not. Yeah, and it's not working out. Like the state attorneys are not. I said, can I hire you? Whatever. It's just, it does not.
You need to focus on your
for
daughter.
what my kid
All right.
is going through.
Okay, listen,
Not-
caller.
Okay.
Caller,
Just
what
listen.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
what a lawyer can do for you is get you properly compensated for all the pain and aggravation that your daughter's going through.
Hmm.
Now, generally,
Come from the driver, though.
Okay,
But-
listen to what he's saying. Just pay attention.
you're,
Okay, call.
you're angry at the driver because he drove recklessly and he injured your daughter. Now, generally, if he wasn't intoxicated, that's generally a misdemeanor. I'd have to check Illinois, but I'm pretty sure in the state of Illinois, like Ohio, okay, if you just blow through a red light and you kill someone, that's called vehicular homicide. That's a misdemeanor 1. Now, if he was intoxicated, it jumps up to a
Different.
felony then.
Correct.
Or if he was driving
Okay.
extremely reckless, they maybe. But if he was just, you blow through a stop sign and you kill someone, that's a misdemeanor 1. And those are hard cases
Okay.
because any one of
What
us
you
could.
need to.
So
call
she
us
shouldn't worry about what's happening to him. She should focus on her daughter.
Focus on what matters.
Yeah. And then
Let the attorneys. Sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
All right.
Putting my
the
mic
bottom
away.
line is, Dave, if she calls your firm, can you help
Yes,
her? Or
absolutely.
no? All right.
Absolutely.
Good.
All right. So call Beatrice. Okay.
Yes,
You need the number.
I do.
All right. 330
And the name.
3.
746
746.
8484. Now, when you call in, ask for Kenny. That's our investigator.
Kenny.
Kenny. He will do the
746
intake.
8484.
Yeah. And then I'll have you back in once he does all the intake because there's a lot of things with a lot of parts in motion before you even
Yeah.
come and meet with me. Okay.
All right. So do that.
Yes,
And all
I
right.
will do that, Kenny.
Yeah.
Okay. be
Good
sure
luck to your
do that.
daughter.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Thanks.
Thank you,
Thank
Tally.
you.
Good luck to your
on the
daughter.
air. You're on the air with the attorneys. Hello.
Yes, how are you?
Good. Go ahead, please.
I have a question about protecting a vehicle. It's a new vehicle that's paid off. I manage a living trust, and I'm a trustee and a manager. What's the procedure in either protecting the equity of the vehicle or selling the vehicle to a trust with a promissory note
Okay.
to protect it in the event that something should happen to should something happen?
Bandit. Okay. So he chewed through my wallet and a couple credit
Well, let's
cards
answer his question
and
first.
$200.
Sorry about the-
He ate
sorry about the
$200,
wallet.
Frank. Okay. So is it your living trust?
Yes, that I'm the manager of.
I
I'm not the
understand
manager,
that.
So it was created, but it wasn't created by me. I just ended up being the manager of it.
Who's the
Okay.
trust for?
It's his own trust.
The trust is it's a living trust.
It's his own trust.
It's our trust.
He's the beneficiary, the settler, and the trustee. So you can't violate a duty to yourself. Whatever you think's best is what you should do. You understand? You have a living trust that you created for yourself. You put the car in the trust. You could take the car out of the trust. You could sell the car. You could do whatever you want with the car. Because you are not only the settler is the person who creates the trust. You are the beneficiary of the trust. and you're the trustee of the trust. So you're saying, what kind of duty do I have to myself? Whatever you want it to be.
Now, what if I've heard about people having trusts that were created like a blind trust, I guess. Don't get me on these names because I don't know. But let's say, for instance, I had someone else create a trust in my behalf so that it wasn't attached to me.
It's impossible.
And then I would manage or operate that trust as
Okay.
a trustee or a manager.
All right. Where you're getting concepts confused is people set up different kind of trusts to avoid federal estate tax. There is no longer any Ohio estate tax. And unless do you have more than $12 million in assets,
No.
then you don't even have to worry about federal estate tax because they don't start taxing you until your estate hits 12 million. So you don't need a blind trust. The reason you would open up a trust is to avoid probate. That's the whole point of opening up a trust.
What type of trust would you suggest to avoid if there was an accident with a vehicle?
Stand by, caller. Just stand by.
He already has a
Stand
trust.
by. We'll come right back to you. And more in a minute. Callers on line, hang on. It's a legal show.
He's confused.
No, you hit it
God.
right on the head. A lot of
I mean,
issues.
It's just a lot of issues.
A lot of
Breaking
issues.
the dog eating his wallet. He lost money. I mean, it was one thing, right? You taking a picture. It's one thing right after the other.
Yeah.
I didn't take a
It's
picture.
just-
Yes, you did, Frank, and you videoed me.
I didn't video you.
Yes, you did, Frank.
No, I didn't. I did
Yes.
not video you.
Yo, look, I could tell when you're lying.
I didn't video.
You know, you have 17 Panamas. Okay.
But I mean, it's just so depressing.
Don't make
some
me
of the
say it.
stuff.
Don't
And
make
I
me
just-
say it.
Listen, I just said
Let's finish this
I didn't
caller
take a video.
first, and then
Caller.
you
he
guys.
got more problems than a math book, Ron.
Okay, yes, he really
Is that a
does.
dad joke?
Frank, it's just good to hear the voice of
Thank
a
you.
winner. Okay, that's all.
Oh, my
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, because
Okay,
mine
go
wasn't
ahead,
good
caller.
enough.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, I'll just finish it with this. If I want to protect my particular assets, if there was an event where there was a car accident or there was some other lawsuit or something, what would be the best type of trust that I could get?
Irrevocable trust. But then you lose control of everything.
Mhm.
Okay. And they probably could go. What? No, here's my suggestion buy more insurance. That's the best way you protect yourself.
Yeah.
Buy more insurance. Get an umbrella policy. I have a $3 million umbrella policy. And now that I'm older, it's probably enough. But if I was Frank's age, Frank, if you don't have a $5 to $7 million umbrella, you got to have that because someone hits you and takes you out, man.
Yeah.
There's a lot of lost income there.
No, it's true.
You know what's
That's
embarrassing?
true.
What?
But I've heard of those types of trusts. And do they exist, or is that like?
No, David's right. You're trying to protect yourself out of all liability. It's impossible. You can't do it. The best thing you can do is be well insured. So God forbid there's some sort of catastrophic injury to somebody and you're at fault.
You
You're
have enough
protected.
insurance.
Yeah, that's how you protect yourself. Not with a clever trust.
Okay.
So what's embarrassing
Got it.
is
Okay.
when you and your
All right, thank
husband go get insured, and
Yeah,
he's
that's
insured
a-
for way more than you are because he's worth way more than you are. It's really embarrassing.
Right.
Well, it's
You know
Mary
what,
Winton.
though?
You guys are collective.
Don't get me on insurance. 'Cause
Mine's way less.
my,
She's like
don't start with insurance. That's another bone.
Uh-oh.
It's
Here we go.
another sensitive issue with me.
Okay, well,
What's that, Dave?
my
what
insurance
seems to be the
policy
issue?
compared
My
to his is a
youngest
lot
son moved to Georgia to live with my other son. Okay.
more. Yes, his
Yeah,
hair's
sure.
insured.
And so I said, Alexander, how long you have to get a Georgia driver's license and we
Right.
have to get you insurance in Georgia.
Right.
So I called my company and they don't insure in the state of Georgia. So I had to go and shop for insurance for Alexander.
That was
And
nice
as
of
I'm
you.
shopping, the 6-month rate was $475. And they go, can we have Alexander's date of birth and the last 4 digits of his social security number? And they looked it up and they go, oh, he has 2 speeding tickets. It went from $475 to $1,200.
A month.
Oh.
No, for 6 months.
Oh, for 6 months.
It's 24.
So is he only on for 6 months?
Yeah, and then I have to renew it when I renew my insurance.
Well, how old is he?
He's going to be 25.
How long can he stay on your insurance for?
26.
No, I bought him his own policy now.
Oh,
He's
you're
got
just
his own
paying. it.
policy, Frank. Dave's paying for it. Though.
And his car. You think you quit paying? What makes
Oh,
you think?
Hey,
Listen, listen to me. You have 2 boys, my man. You're going to pay in Arabic what we call through the minchad, which means through the nose. You think just because your boys turn 18, you wipe your hands of them. Oh, no. You got college. You got.
All right, that's fine.
Beatrice,
But
do you wanna
they're out
talk
of
to me?
college. I'm not paying their insurance. I don't give a
What
shit.
I mean, you just think they get out of college and they get a job that they could support themselves?
Yeah.
That's not the realistic life.
That's
Okay.
what I had to do.
But I'm saying though, like I'll do anything for my kids. I don't want to ruin the little pricks. I love them, but I don't want to do that. But I'm going to tell you
What
right
did
now.
you just call
I said I wouldn't ruin the little pricks. I say my kids. But I'm telling you right now, my kids are 26 years old.
Yeah, they're on their own.
I'll do whatever
No,
I can for them. But if they're not working, if
He
they're
just
trying,
graduated
all
college.
right, well that's fine. If they're trying,
If they're
I'll
trying,
support
it's
them.
different.
Yeah.
If they're sitting around playing video games,
No,
yeah,
he's-
they could go figure it out.
He's got a job, but not a job in his career because
I get that.
this
yeah.
AI is replacing a lot of work.
No.
I came from poor
Hey.
parents. I didn't have an option.
I'm,
So
I'm with you, but I'm saying
What, is he like in a computer career, Dave, type of thing?
He got a dual degree.
Stop messing with those.
I'm messing
Yeah.
with. I'm sorry. I'm nervous. It's my ADHD. He got a dual degree in hospitality management and finance.
Okay.
And I said to him, Alexander, with all due respect,
Be a CPA.
no, he's not. He didn't even want to finish college. Like
Is he good at math?
he didn't want to even finish college. I forced him.
Okay.
I paid for his college. I forced him. Says you got to get a degree. At least that puts bread in your mouth.
Yeah.
You know, he goes, well, you know, this is, I said, Alexander, what a college degree represents to an employer is that for a period of years, you showed up on time, you did the work. That shows something to an employer.
Yeah.
Okay. I said, but if I was you, one thing that AI can't replace is hospitality management.
Yeah.
I said, people, you know, get into a big hotel chain. He goes, yeah, but you got to work your all the way up. I go, yeah, that's what's called starting at the bottom.
Yeah.
And then
right.
you work up to management.
It just don't happen.
It just,
baby.
that's what he said to me.
Unless you're part of the lucky sperm bank.
Yeah.
Hard working.
He goes, well, I don't want to work a front desk. I go, Alexander, I made $16,000 my first year practicing law. Do you think that was enjoyable? I said, you got to start somewhere.
I worked at Abercrombie. I was a waitress at Ruby Tuesday. I did not come from rich parents. My parents were not wealthy whatsoever. And I'm still paying off my college.
I bet you made a good buck at Ruby Tuesday. I bet you did.
I
Good
did.
tips.
I've worked every year since I've been 16, except my first year of law school.
I started work at
Right.
12.
16 to 66, 50 years of solid employment minus 1 year, my first year of law school. Then I got a job, my second year of law school. Get this, Frank. Working for the Ohio Consumers Council, and I got hospitalization with my job.
Oh, wow.
There you
My
go.
second year of law school. Yeah.
Good deal.
I do think the new generation, and this is kind of, but I do think the new generation doesn't want to work as much.
No, that's a misnomer. What the millennials are mad at, and I don't blame them, is we're leaving them a screwed up country. We're $38 trillion in debt.
No,
Yeah, they don't even know that.
I'm a
They
millennial.
don't pay attention to that. You're out of your mind.
Frank,
Both of
What
you.
they're mad at is they got to get up and go to work.
I
That's what
am a
they're mad at.
millennial. I am a millennial. So this doesn't make sense.
I mean,
We're
not a
talking
millennial.
Don't even start.
Whatever,
that
whatever.
BS with me.
Gen Z.
Gen Z.
Gen Z.
I work my butt off.
Listen, but the housing costs are
Oh,
outlandish.
it's
100%.
ridiculous. Listen,
It is.
Schooling is
David,
outlandish.
I agree with you.
All right, if I
I
was
agree
in a
with all
job
that,
for a
but I don't
paralegal,
think that-
how many do you think would be actually qualified and want to do the work? Not much.
Well, I think
Yeah.
they're out there. You
They're
just
out there.
You have to look. If you want to work and you're willing to put time in and work, there's a place for you somewhere. There always is, and I think that's held
100%.
true forever.
I think what I
Unless
did wrong,
mental
if I
illness
look
is-
back, is now my daughter, she grinds. God bless her. I'll give my daughter, my son, my
Rosie?
oldest son, Joseph. I mean, he's a
What did you do
ranger.
wrong,
he's-
Alexander?
What?
What did you do wrong with
Well,
Alexander?
I
We're
was
gonna say.
42 when I had him, and by that time,
Whoops.
I was like, whatever to get him quiet.
Yeah,
You want candy? Okay, you can have some candy. You know how many people thought he was my grandson when we go out to the Canfield Fair? Is that your grandson? And I said, "Daddy, grandson."
This is why I'm done having kids.
Okay?
I want to be a hot mom,
Well,
not a
listen,
grandma.
you're 40. Now,
Yeah.
add 2 more years and then get an infant.
yeah, no.
No.
Oh, David, I'm telling you.
Hey, your
I
wife
love
looks
kids.
good though. So
No,
she
my
would
wife's
be
beautiful,
like,
but I listen. Love my kids, love my wife. I love kids, and I love big families. I got to tell you, I mean,
you're done.
I'm going to be honest with you. And my wife knows this because, you know, a leopard doesn't change its spots and she knows when she married. But my wife sometimes says, like, I want another kid, and I would welcome it. I'd have 4 kids, but I don't know what I mean.
Listen.
I don't have enough hours in the day as it is right now. So
Listen to me, bro. I had my oldest was 9. My youngest was 6.
No, thank you.
I packed away the crib and I wrote the kids notes. Hey, when you're opening this up, you'll be opening it up for my grandchild. I had to put that crib back together. I
yeah.
had to put all that thing back. And then all of the things changed from when Rosie was an infant.
You know what's
And
crazy?
car
Now,
seats,
there's no
everything.
such
Bad luck
thing
sign.
now as like, oh, you're going to pass that down to the other kids, right?
No.
When a car seat, after so many years, you know what the fire department does? They cut the straps. So I don't care what I have saved; it doesn't matter. You got to buy all new stuff.
Yeah,
I'm
but
just saving,
Jessica
like-
wants another kid. You better have that other
I'm
kid.
just saving
I would
certain
say
things.
now rather when you're 42.
I don't know.
Frank, you're a lucky guy. I'm going to tell you right now. If your wife wants to have more kids, how many do you have now, Frank?
I
His twin boys, and
You
they
should have a girl.
Lorenzo and Santino.
Okay, so here's the
a
reality.
gruesome twosome.
If
Oh, I love
if
them.
she wants another child, you should have another child, and you will never regret it.
Ron, I agree with you, and I know that. Honest to God,
My
I
youngest did
promise
keep
you,
me young.
I know that,
And
and I would if my wife really wants to. I
I
would
think
do
he
it.
would be a really cool girl dad. I do. And Jess, I mean, has so much style and taste, so she would be so cute.
He's going to have if he has a child, it'll be another boy,
Why?
so I can tease Brian about it.
Because why?
Oh, because Brian has all
Takes-
girls.
Yeah, because I want Brian to be tortured that you have 3 boys. I would torture him.
My dad had 4 girls, and my mom always says he has sissy sperm.
He's a lucky guy. Girls are wonderful to have.
I love my daughter.
Brian had 7 daughters. I said after the 3rd one, because my wife studied
7?
Brian has 7 daughters.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
He has 7 daughters.
I thought
7
there was 5.
daughters.
7's like, oh,
And his wife looks like his daughter, to be honest with
Yeah.
you.
he has
Do you know Brian was gonna after he had 7 kids? They were talking about adopting.
a boy.
No, just adopting. Lori is
Loves being
God
a mom.
bless
she loves
her.
being a mom.
So do I, but 2 is enough. It's what
Yeah.
my name means, and I'm sticking by it.
Yeah.
And I tease Brian all the time. I say, Brian, you got to be a man to make a man. Because Jimmy has
Good Lord.
Yeah, how
has
about that
2
saying,
boys.
Ron?
Frank
Oh
has
no,
2
Jimmy.
boys.
Jimmy has a
one
boy and a
one
girl.
Oh, a boy and a girl, but he has a boy.
He does have a boy.
You have 2 boys.
Yeah.
I have 2 boys. You know, when Brian's around, and lately
That is
how
the
he's been
one
dressing,
thing.
Frank,
That is the one thing you might have on Brian.
you got to be a man to make a man, okay? And Brian, obviously, what is it, the Y or X chromosome? It must be missing.
He
But-
was wearing a girl coat the one day, and he does
A
have some
dress.
girly tendencies.
Yeah, some.
I'm being polite, okay?
Well, you guys better buyer beware on this one.
What?
Oh,
If Brian listens to this podcast,
Oh, whatever.
Oh, jeez.
What's
Well,
he
I
gonna
have
do?
one boy, one girl, so
What's
my
he gonna
husband
do?
must be a
I've
man.
never seen a man that won't let his wife decorate the new condo he bought. He's doing all the interior decorating. Hello? That coat he was wearing, it was half of a dress. You saw the coat.
Do we have any calls, Ron? I would rather not be fired from this conversation.
yeah, we got plenty of calls, but I don't know that I want to hear any of them. I mean, I'm just listening to this, Frank. I hope you have another child. And,
Me
and
too.
forgot
Me, and it's got to be a boy.
so let me
Frank,
tell you a
'cause know
story.
what?
Let me tell you a story about my kids,
girl.
Ron.
For
Yeah,
him.
yeah.
So David's been like more than gracious when my boys come to the office, and they love David, and they come
They really
after
like to use
school.
the phones.
Yeah, they like the phones, and David got him like little name like name tags made for like if you had a desk, and he got them business cards, right?
What the heck?
So they love it, right? So they got a spot for David, right? And honestly, when Brian's around, like they like those too, but David's here more, and they see David, and so I bring my kids home there in kindergarten, or I bring my kids to the office after school. I pick them up one day there in kindergarten, and they're learning to spell.
Oh, God.
And David, they got their homework out that they're doing. And I'm telling you, write this down,
Leo,
write this
listen to
down.
this. Listen to this.
And so
Take your headphones
I'm
off.
sitting in my office, and I hear, my daddy's going to take us after work to Dick's to get our baseball stuff, right? And it's like this time of year,
Taught him
let me
how
a
to
little
spell
early.
dicks.
So I'm sitting there and listening to him, and David says, "Oh, he is good. He should tell him to buy you a bat, gloves, whatever you want. Sunflower seeds, baseball."
You know what's coming up.
So
Ron.
he goes, "Yeah." And he goes, "You guys you should learn you're learning to spell." And they said, "Yeah, we can make a capital this cap." Do you guys know how to spell dicks? And on the back of their homework paper,
It says Dick.
like 10 times
Sporting good story.
dicks. Dicks. So I got to erase it. Well, I can't, when you erase it,
It messes the whole thing up.
little kids,
Sporting good story, though.
I know it was a sporting goods store, and that's what it was, but the back of their homework said
Did
dicks.
you buy him, did you buy him the bat and stuff? Yeah.
I did. I bought them all those things.
David's, like,
honestly, we really did.
Good.
Bright red right
But I had to erase it, and I couldn't get it all the way off, so I had to
now. You
explain
have
to them.
competition, though. Did you hear what Brian did?
Well, no, and it was a sporting goods store. Really, that's what they were writing. Dick's
Right,
Sporting
you
Goods.
didn't want any
But I gotta go to their teacher and say, listen,
In a
you
Catholic
know,
school.
my law partner, he was showing because they were going to buy
He's out of
baseball
his
equipment.
mind, yeah.
Yeah, right.
What did
Let's
Brian
take a
do to the
call.
kids?
So listen, this is what I'm
Yeah.
this is what I'm saying. You have competition because Peyton, my paralegal's daughter, was in the other day. Do you know what Brian did?
What?
She was
What?
walking through. She's 4. Brian hands her $100 bill and she goes, "I am the luckiest person on this planet."
It's kind of Trumpy.
My daughter doesn't have, or my son they don't have nameplates, they don't have business cards, and they don't have $100. So I don't know.
There you go.
That's what I'm saying.
You should bring your kids around more. You rarely bring your children around.
Tally, he couldn't give him $100. The dog ate his
The
whole
dog
thing.
ate
Yeah.
both their hundreds.
How about that? Like the dog ate my homework excuse. Actually, Ron, if you would see what I'm
The
staring at
pile
right
of
now.
trash that we see.
I mean, there's a credit card that looks like it's in 4s.
Frank literally looked at Dave and said, "Frank, are you
Right.
hungry?" Or Dave, "Are you hungry?" Did you?
Now he's showing me a video.
It does look like
You know, the
snack
best part, Ron,
box.
is so then let me give you another David. Yesterday, he's got to run some errands and do some things. He goes to court. You know, Bandit is at the office, and Bandit is obsessed with Beatrice. So when David's not here, the dog sits outside of his office and cries. So now you understand, Beatrice can't leave this dog. Like,
Mhm.
this is a real thing now. And the older this dog gets, the more it's going to be attached to Beatrice. So I think we're going to have to get him certified as a therapy dog so Dave can bring him into places.
Take him to court and
Right.
everything, right? Absolutely.
So
Let's
he can
take some
eat the
calls.
judges.
Go ahead.
The legal show, you're on the air. Hello.
Hey guys, love listening to this show. If not
Yeah.
for the comedy,
This is my real life.
a little
This
bit
is
of information that gets passed along, but I just listen for the comedy mainly.
this is my life. This
Your
is my
life is a comedy. What do you want?
I have not sat at my
Go ahead,
desk.
caller. What's your question?
I've been thinking lately that whenever I go to meet my maker, I want to be buried on my own property. And how would I go about doing that? Is it a big deal?
No,
Mm-mm.
I don't think you could do that.
Yeah, you almost have to have like,
Why not?
I think you could be made into a tree. I think you can, and then have the tree planted on your property.
how do you make a body into a tree?
You do the ashes and you mix it with the because
No. I want to make I want to make a family cemetery plot on my property.
that's
You almost
I'm in
would,
Mercer County, Pennsylvania, by the way.
yeah. So
Does
you,
that make a
can.
difference?
well, I think you'd have to do something like, I don't know that you.
you have to get permission.
The only
from them.
people that I know that have ever done that are ultra wealthy people that like that house is like that estate is
buried
staying.
his-
like the Kardashians,
Yeah,
they have their own.
Trump buried his first wife at one of his golf courses.
Right.
But you know why he did that? For tax purposes.
Yeah.
But I mean, so I'm sure there's a way, but
I think you have
you
to.
got to know where the body's at, and you better check.
See, the
with somebody.
problem is
That seems a little more complicated than just saying, this is my house, because I don't know.
in 100 years, it's not going to be
It's
your
not
house.
your
Right.
house.
That's the problem.
And,
And let's
and
say you're
who's
digging
going to
a
want to
hole.
buy a house with a cemetery on it?
Right.
Not me.
Right, or you bury her, and then or bury.
And you got to worry about
put the-
zoning laws and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Yeah. There's going to be some issues there.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Well,
we
it's
didn't mean to
been-
dash
it's
your
been
dreams.
Family property for almost 200 years.
Well, that may be different.
Expect that my son's going to get rid of it either.
Well, the problem is, are you in a residential area?
No,
Oh, okay.
100 acres in the.
Oh, well,
Yeah, that might
Okay,
be a
you're-
different
that's,
story.
that's
talking-
a different story
yeah.
then. I would hire a lawyer to look into it.
Yeah, you got to check that out, but I bet it's possible.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Under those circumstances.
We were thinking
We
like
were thinking it was like a residential
yeah.
neighborhood.
you were
Yeah, I
saying-
buried my dog
In the backyard.
in my yard.
You buried your dog.
You know it's illegal.
No.
It's totally illegal.
Thank
Stupid
you.
law.
You should probably not admit that on live.
Well,
That's
right.
the statutes run now.
Yeah.
Listen, I think a lot of people bury their cat or dog
Yeah.
on their property. I mean, I don't think
Right.
there's anything wrong. Another call. You're on the air. Wait a minute.
Hello, I'll be quick.
Yes.
What is the remedy when a landlord won't fix anything and over a period of like 4 months?
All
For
right.
example, the garage door is
You got
stuck
this.
halfway up and, it's off the track. The part of a city sidewalk is sunken in, maybe 8 inches.
The city sidewalk's not his fault.
That's yeah.
That's the city.
No, there's a statute out there, I
They
believe.
had a water line put in where they dug up the sidewalk, and when they
Put your money. Here's the short answer. Put your money in escrow. Notify the landlord of the breach of the agreement, and
Put the money in escrow after you notify them that there's a breach of an agreement, but give them a period of time to remedy the situation, usually 30 days or less. And then after that date, put an escrow.
Because
Sorry.
I would disagree. I would put them on.
and they've been told repeatedly every month for 4 months.
Yeah, I would put them on notice.
Yeah.
That's a 30-day period
Written?
elapse.
You know, you can go put if there's a breach, you can put the money. First of all,
You have to pay rent. The
Yeah.
question is, you could pay it into the court or you could pay it to him. When you pay it into the court holds it until he remedies the breach.
But
Exactly.
make sure that you do that, because other than that,
Yeah.
you'll get in trouble for not paying, and you can be
Evicted.
and you have to set up an escrow account, usually depending on what court it is, through the court.
So how does he get the ball started?
So I would go down to I don't know what county it is, but for example,
put them on notice first.
Trumbull.
all right,
Calling
Trumbull.
for my neighbor. She's an older lady.
So
and she
like
doesn't know-
Warren, like
Niles.
Niles. Okay, so go to the Niles Municipal Court. Put the landlord up. I assume you've already told him, but give him written notice, and then put him on notice of it, and then set up an escrow account and put the money in escrow. And if he
Through the court.
yeah, through the court, and if he cures the breach, then they release the money, and there's no big deal. And if he doesn't,
He's
you
not
know,
allowed to evict you. That's called retaliatory eviction.
well, he's allowed, but you can then go back after him.
Right.
That's never
Just
stopped.
make sure you
landlords
have it
from-
in writing. That's our biggest.
What's that? Say that again, Bo.
There is no chance she can get kicked out. She's lived there. You know, she's elderly, and she's probably lived there more than like 7 years now.
Well, it depends what the
8 years.
lease says. And could she get kicked out? Yeah. I mean, if she's on a month to month, yes. If she's on a year to year, yeah, depending on what the lease says. Now, if she's in a 5-year lease and she reports him and then he kicks her out, that's what David said. That's a retaliatory eviction. Then you've got a problem. Then he's got a problem.
He's got a
Or the
big
landlord.
problem. The law's not
All right,
too
thank you very
kind
much.
for landlords that engage in retaliatory evictions. I could tell you that right now, even on a month to month.
I
And
agree,
if
no.
she is of limited means, because you are describing, an elderly person, yada yada yada. If she is of limited means, you can always contact Community Legal Aid. They do housing cases every day.
Plus, you could offer to pay for the repairs yourself instead of rent.
Mm-hmm.
In other words, if she doesn't have the money, say, well, instead of me paying this month's rent, how about I fix the garage door and then whatever it is to fix everything, offset it from your rent.
Yeah.
I would try that.
But make sure you get that agreement in writing.
All right. Next call. You're on with the attorneys.
Good evening. I had a car that was damaged in a parking lot. The other driver admitted fault. Right now, we have an insurance adjuster coming out. They're going to take a look at it. The car had a clean title, was in great shape. It's an older car. My concern is that the insurance company is going to stroke us a check for $2,000, call the thing totaled. But that isn't really the price to replace this car.
So,
If that happens, can I take it to small claims court?
No, let me tell you what goes on here. The fair market value of a car is what a willing buyer is going to pay a willing seller. There is no emotional value in an automobile. I've run into this so much in my practice. A guy has a 17-year-old car that he works for. It's a dependable car. It runs like a tank, and it gets totaled, and he can't be replaced. But the car is worth what the car is worth.
Caller, the problem is, and David's right, we run into this all the time, and it frustrates our clients, and I get it. But if you're a diligent car shopper, you travel to Arizona to buy a car, you do your homework, it's mint, all these things, but it has this year and it has this many miles, whatever that blue book price comes at, that's exactly what they're going to do. And it's frustrating, and you're probably right. Like, no, even though this car says this, that's what the run at the mill of this car is. This car was perfect. It really doesn't matter. Your hands are tied on that. That property damage is worth what?
Now, where you might be able to get something, maybe, is if very recently you bought a new set of tires or you replaced, they might bump up a little bit,
Maybe.
but it is what it is. If it's how old was the car?
It was an 09, but it's one of 11. But which is why you're not going to find it on Kelly Blue Book.
One of 11. How?
It seems
How was it one of 11? Quick answer.
one of 11 was produced and sent to the United States. It's an old Saab.
Well, that's different.
It's a high-end package.
That's different.
That gives us some different circumstances.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
different circumstances.
you may have
That's like if you
different
have a
value.
collector's car,
Right.
it's not worth.
It's not just emotional value.
Yeah.
It's a
Well, there's no emotional value in cars. If you have a 2011,
We're out of time.
Wow.
sorry.
Thank you, guys. Got to
Thank
call
you.
us next week.
See you around.
Legal Show brought to you by Beatrice Cops.
sorry.
Yeah, but you don't have to give you don't have to give 30-day notice before you put money in escrow.
You do. You have to give them public here after written notice.